It's our time to shine. Show that's the kind of state of mind you gotta combine with hard work and time. You gotta climb to the top. Don't let yourself drop till your heart stops. Let this beat rock. Got a new clock and a new stock for this new rock. Just let your mind loose from the new stock. Drunk off the goose, thinking that I'm too pop. Getting caught with a few thoughts cause I'm too lost. Off the speakers can't even handle me. Giving what I got, nobody's gonna drain my energy. And I will never stop, I'm motivated by enemies. Setting up shop so everybody remember me. And no, I am not going through life regretfully. I'd rather work non-stop, what they call incessantly, than work some odd job just to live life pleasantly. Already got lost in my mind, not a fantasy. I'm getting there. Forgotten soul, so stop, drop, and roll. You lost all control and pop off your ball. I got squat, I fold. I'm not bought, I'm sold. My stock rocks, it's gold. Hey, knock, knock, she holding shit. Talk to close, I ain't stopping though. It's hip hop, you know, or is it rock and roll? I'm not dropping down, no, my pocket's grown. You can't stop the show, so get rockin' on. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never.
We are live with episode 3 of Nemesis, and it is our super show, so we've got an absolutely electric night of action for you. My name is Alexander Shaw. I am joined by the chairman, Kirby, and we have an absolutely fantastic night of action. What you say, Mr. Chairman?
I'm very excited for the action that we're going to have here today in Honolulu, Hawaii. Just 1 week away from Exiled on the Vindication pay-per-view. But as we know, earlier this week, we actually saw Alex Clark basically take the fight to Raymondo. He went to Raymondonia himself, and, well, they had it out in what could possibly be construed as one of the gloomiest days in Raymondonian history. Even the weather would agree.
Absolutely, and you know, Raymondonia, we've seen firsthand through CWL, been through quite a lot of turmoil in the past few years, and everyone here at CWL, our thoughts and prayers go out to the citizens of Raymondonia in this tough time. But you've got to feel that, you know, there's definitely going to be some vengeance towards Alex Clark that Raymondo is going to want to seek out.
Well, the thing is, Alex Clark is actually still trapped in Raymondonia right now. Raymondo shut down all the airports, so there's no way for him to get out as well. Wait, hold on. Wait a second
here.
What is this?
Derek's supposed to be an opening contest against the American Dreamboats, but right now getting attacked backstage.
That has got to be Alex Clark.
I mean, there's certainly the motive to suggest that, and as we see now, just taking that little cabinet and hitting him in the back of the head with it, but where's Raymondo?
I mean, hold on, I'm trying to logic all this out. That has to be Alex Clark, but he's stuck in Raymondonia, so I'm confused.
Well, we've got an opening contest, the American Dreamboats going up against Chess Club, but who knows if Derek is even going to be able to compete here tonight.
The opening match of the Nemesis Supershow is a tag team match set for 1 fall. Introducing first, hailing from the kingdom of Raymondonia, Raymondo.
Well, Raymondo making his way down to the ring. We sort of saw in the entrance ramp him looking around. I don't even think he realizes Derek was just taken out in the backstage area. Is Raymondo going to have to go it alone here tonight?
And the opponents, the team of Danny Rushus, Matthew Ramirez, Jake Eagle, the American Dreamboats.
as the American Dreamboats make their way down to the wing. And I've got to say, Mr. Chairman, these two, despite being a new tag team on Nemesis, they have definitely been impressive since forming.
I definitely have to agree. You know, they got a victory over the Warpers, who at the time were just a week removed from losing the tag team championships. Even if you're a former champion, you have that accolade, but to do so close to losing your championship, that is one of the top accolades you can get here as a new tag team, especially.
Absolutely, and now going up against, well, I guess one half of the chess club in Raymondo, and Jake Eagle goes for the quick clothesline, gets caught though. Raymondo using his speed to his advantage, able to get that little whirling head scissors onto Jake Eagle, and we know the history between Raymondo and Matthew Ramirez. It is long and storied at this point, and you know, I'm not one to point fingers, but if Alex Clark is stuck in Raymondonia, could it have possibly been, you know, a setup job from either Eagle or Ramirez?
Honestly, I wouldn't put it past them, especially with their actions in the past. But, you know, like as you said, the history between Raymondo and Matthew Ramirez is long and storied. It is a thing that they're actually going to add to the Raymondonian history books. I don't know if you know that. They're actually going to teach it in school. But as we see Matthew Ramirez right here going for the pin, not being able to get not even the 1 count, this is going to be a very uphill battle for Raymondo if he wants to pick up a victory over this newly formed team.
Absolutely going to be an uphill battle. And I've got to be honest, I don't know if it's necessarily a battle Raymondo can win. I mean, we saw him go up against Matthew Ramirez, and Matthew Ramirez was able to pick up the win at Endgame. Now he has to contend with Jake Eagle.
Now Jake Eagle is also finding his stride here in CWO as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how this develops along with Matthew Ramirez.
Absolutely, definitely an interesting team up. Not one I was necessarily expecting between these two, but definitely one I am intrigued by, and I found to be, it could be quite successful in the coming weeks, as currently the CWL Tag Team Champions Pistolero and Zerotoa don't have a set #1 contender for their titles, although it appears they're having a little bit of trouble in Paradise before they can even think of a challenger.
And we know that they're actually going to be facing off at Exiled after Zerotoa accepted that challenge over on Vindication. And, well, if we manage to find a #1 contender before Exiled, do you think we're actually going to see them go at it, or go in a match twice in one night?
It could be very possible. I mean, you would know a bit more about that than I would, but one has to think a win here tonight, if it was against, you've got to feel though, if you're the Dreamboats, a win over just Raymondo isn't necessarily as significant as a win over the chess club as a whole. So this doesn't really necessarily help them out in terms of moving up that tag team ladder.
A win is a win is a win, as I always say. A victory over the chess club, even though, as you may say, not as impressive or may not be moving up the rankings, it's still a victory that they need in their pocket in order to receive a tag team title shot.
Yes, but they're not beating the chess club. They're just facing Raymondo. That's what I mean. They have a 2-on-1 advantage. You've got to feel, even if they pick up a win, there's going to be a major asterisk against it here tonight, as Matthew Ramirez drops him with a neckbreaker on the outside. Ramirez has been doing a good job of actually keeping Raymondo on the outside of the ring in no man's land. And Raymondo, we know to be quite the technical wrestler, likes to also use the ropes a little bit, and Matthew Ramirez has just been taking that away from him.
It's definitely a good strategy for Matthew Ramirez. Once again, that victory at Endgame meant a lot to Matthew Ramirez, and now we're about to possibly see him do it one more time.
Big kick to the head from Ramirez. Drops Raymondo with the careless whisper, but it is not enough for the 3 count.
Raymondo's not going to go down that easy. Now, if only Raymondo had somebody to tag, this would be a completely different match right now.
Ramirez kick to the head of Raymondo. And that's the thing, Matthew Ramirez at any time could just make the tag to Jake Eagle, and he has a fresh man in there. Raymondo, he's got to pull out something big here, but he might get stopped right now as Matthew Ramirez is in the heat of the moment. Hook of the arm connects.
That has got to be it. As now he goes for the pinfall. Referee count 2. And that, oh my God, Raymondo, he still got it. He still got it.
He's still got some fight left in him. But one has to wonder if it's just delaying the inevitable at this point. Raimondo continues to attempt to fight back as now into the corner. Goes for the monkey flip but gets caught knees into that turnbuckle. And that is not looking good for Raimondo.
Normally, whenever we see that monkey flip, we kind of see Derek hold on to the opponent to ensure that Raimondo's actually able to hit it. It was very unfortunate that Derek wasn't there, but now we see Raimondo flipping over Matthew Ramirez with that cloverleaf. He could tap right here.
Cloverleaf, but no, Ramirez able to power out of it. And, you know, like I said, if he just saw him hit his knees at the point, you've got to wonder if maybe he doesn't have as good of a stance, as good of a base there for that submission. And now Ramirez continuing to just beat down Raimondo, and now locking in that Dragon Sleeper, looking to choke out Raimondo here, looking to make a pass out, and now referee official trying to see if he's going to tap out. No, Raimondo able to escape, and a kick to the back for Matthew Ramirez's troubles.
That's definitely a good idea right there by Raimondo, as he now gets the Fujiwara armbar. This could be it. He's going to get the tap out. Come on, Raimondo, get it!
And now just wrenching back on the Fujiwara, but Matthew Ramirez able to roll out of it. Again, these two know each other very well. They know how to escape each other's moves. And again, the knees with nowhere to go in the corner. Goes for the splash, and now it's Raimondo able to escape this time. Sets him up. Third time's the charm, possibly. No, not going up too quickly here. Instead, choosing to walk, take his time, and now looking for the CWL special to the outside. He hits this. It could take Matthew Ramirez out of the equation. And Raimondo sent crashing to the mat with Matthew Ramirez. And while it may have taken Matthew Ramirez out of the equation, you've got to feel Ramirez, he can still tag out to the fresh man and Jake Eagle at any time.
You know, that was actually a very smart move by Raimondo, but at the same time, very, very costly. While it does the damage to Matthew Ramirez from that superplex, there's no way for Matthew Ramirez to get a tag on Jake Eagle and make him the legal man. So while yes, the damage is done, the damage could not. You can't win the match. Basically, you can't tag Jake Eagle.
Absolutely, and we see that neck breaker on the outside connecting to Raimondo, just dropping him on his neck, and now again, just continuously these series of neck breakers to the outside, looking to injure Raimondo at this point. I don't even think Matthew Ramirez is looking to win the match by pinfall. He might be going for a referee stoppage on the outside.
You know, referee stoppage would absolutely be something that Matthew Ramirez wants to add to his record, because I don't think he's actually done that yet.
Oh, and now catches Raimondo. DDT plants him. Scrambles into the cover. Hooks the leg, but not enough yet. Raimondo still got a little bit of gas in the tank, but you've got to feel it's running on empty.
Definitely, and again, I can't stress this enough. Attack to Derek would be incredible right now if only Derek would be found. Who was that attacker? I'm still trying to scramble my brain about that.
Well, we finally see him connect with the monkey flip in the corner. Does Raimondo, and now picking up Matthew Ramirez. And again, locks in the Fujiwara armbar. Ramirez trying to get a hold of the ropes, just out of reach. Not able to get a firm grasp, but able to roll Raimondo over and escape.
Oh, but Raimondo catches that kick. And now he gets the dragon screw right there, messing with the leg for Matthew Ramirez. Now Matthew Ramirez was looking for the tag for Jake Eagle. Jake Eagle says, nah, I'm coming in anyways. It looks like he changed his mind right there.
I think he doesn't want to get them prematurely disqualified by breaking a possible 5 count. I mean, you know, we talked about how big of a win it would be for Raimondo, but how big of a loss would it be for Matthew Ramirez? Oh, wait a second. Able to escape the Pork Fat Express, possibly escape a humiliating loss in this virtually a handicap match.
And now we got what tag right here. Jake Eagle is back in. What did Matthew Ramirez and Jake Eagle have in mind? The Doomsday Device connects right there. That is something that I've been watching them practice, and I think that may be it for Raimondo, if I'm not mistaken.
Into the cover, hooks the leg. The American Dreamboats pick up a win over Raimondo. As controversial as it may be, you have to give it credit to all competitors in this match. They all brought 110%, but the numbers game was too much for Raimondo to deal with. And the American Dreamboats come out with the victory here tonight.
the winners of the match, Danny Luscious Matthew Ramirez, Jake Eagle, the American Dreamboats.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the winners of the match right there, the American Dreamboats. Wait a second. You were in Raymondonia. How did you get out?
It appears we have Alex Clark making his way down to the ring. And I've got to be honest. You mentioned how he shouldn't be here, and we saw the attacker earlier on.
I'm sold.
I think there's some possible weight to that theory that Alex Clark may have been the one to take out Derek.
Oh, here we go. We got round two.
Not backing off. Clark drops him with a DDT, though. You know, Raymond, it's always trying to pick a fight here, but he's the one that just had a massive match against the American Dreamboats, and now he's the one getting dropped by Alex Clark.
And now Alex Clark making a run for it seems. That was a message sent to Raymondo. I still don't know what they're fighting about, honestly. What was this just like a disagreement that we don't know about? Why is Alex Clark? And now we've got Casey Sabin coming out. This is we're supposed to have a match here. What is happening right now?
Well, we know Casey Sabin and Jessica Scarberry have seemingly been having some issues over the past couple weeks. We know they won the Wildfire Pro Wrestling Tag Team titles back at Endgame, but it seems ever since then these two haven't been able to get on the same page, so to speak. We saw Jessica Scarberry leave Casey Sabin to get attacked on the first episode of Nemesis of the season, and then last week Casey Sabin tried to return the favor and abandon Jessica Scarberry, and she got attacked yet again. You've got to feel there's a lot on the mind of Casey Sabin here tonight.
I thought she was going to come out later. That's why I acted so shocked. But I guess she's not going to wait. She wants an answer from Scarberry. And quite frankly, I think we all do as well.
Well, Casey Sabin, we speculate that they were out here to have a discussion with Jessica Scarberry, and out comes Jessica Scarberry. Mason Saturn still in the hospital, apparently suffering from internal bleeding in both the ribs, skull, and pelvis. But Jessica Scarberry has shown to be quite capable without her manager here to help her. And now we're going to see this is a possible powder keg that might be set to explode here. And Casey Sabin landing the shot on Jessica Scarberry. Obviously, these two definitely have some issues that they need to resolve if they are going to defend their Wildfire Pro Wrestling Tag Team titles in just a few short weeks' time.
That was very uncalled for by Jessica. That's all I want to say.
Yes, well, speaking of possible uncalled for comments, we know Brandon and Alexander have definitely been going back and forth in the war of words as of late, but we're seeing Alexander enlisting the help of a new debut here who simply refers to himself as Shield Guy. And I've got to be honest, this is going to be a, as they say in the business, hoss fight, and I'm excited to see it.
The following match is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, accompanied by the man known as Alexander, weighing 640 pounds. From Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Shield Guy.
The one thing I want to know is where the hell did Alexander and Tommy Hazard find this guy? Look at how big he is.
Listen, man, we've got people that are half dinosaur. We've got people that are full gorilla. We used to have a person named Cancer Monkey. At this point, Shield Guy could be from anywhere, and I'd believe it. The world of wrestling is a mystical and wonderful place, but regardless, Shield Guy, despite wherever he may come from, you cannot deny his size is definitely going to be a threat here tonight. It's definitely going to be a threat on the Nemesis roster, though it'll be interesting to see how he does, especially considering Brandon is one of the bigger lads on the roster himself.
This is honestly going to be, as you said, a hoss fight, and quite frankly, I think this is just Alexander's way of getting in Brandon's head, of trying to find that thing that's going to give him a little bit of an edge whenever it's decided that those two are finally going to meet. I think Alexander's just trying to do damage, and quite frankly, it's such a cowardly way to go.
I mean, at the same time, though, we saw, Alexander, he fought Brandon, not that one, the other one, last week. And now Brandon, he gets a match of his own here tonight. You've got to feel that, Brandon, not to diss Brandon Cuevas at all, but you've got to feel this is a bit more of an interesting, possibly more difficult challenge to prepare for. I mean, first of all, this is Brandon's first match in months. And it's up against someone who he doesn't have any tape to study. And from what I can see, is built like a stack of bricks. So it's going to be an interesting one, to say the least.
And his opponent, from Moline, Illinois, Brandon.
Brandon making his way down to the ring, and like I said earlier, his first match since the suspension just before Supremacy. And it's gotta be honest with you, Chairman. What are your thoughts on Brandon's return? I mean, obviously he did do his penance, he did do the time for the crime, but, do you think Brandon is going to have any ring left, or do you think this is going to be the same Brandon we saw, or was that talent all, medically given, quote unquote?
We have actually proved that Brandon was actually fit to return to action. I think ring rust is a very, very real thing, even though it's been about 3 months now since we last saw him in the ring. 3 months is a long time in wrestling time. So, we're actually testing him almost daily now. So if there's any trace of those sensor beans coming back up, we will know that he is absolutely cheating. as we now see Brandon trying to take down the Shield guy. And again, honestly, Brandon's a big boy, but Shield guy is just so much bigger.
He looks like an absolute unit. I am in awe of the size of this lad, but Brandon able to take him into the outside with that huge knee. And now this is one that could severely damage the outside area. If you have any small children near the guardrails, I suggest moving them. And honestly, Alexander's about the right size that I might move him as well.
Now Alexander keeping a very close eye on the action right here, not even moving an inch. He's just watching these two behemoths go at it, and that takes guts. That's all I'm gonna say. He's an underhanded scumbag, but that takes guts.
Yeah, well, we see Shield guy laying out Brandon, and this is like if Godzilla fought King Kong, except if King Kong really liked anime and Godzilla wore a mask. But regardless, Brandon gets back into the ring to break the 20 count, as does the Shield guy. And you know, Brandon's a big guy. Shield guy stands probably a solid foot, half a foot taller than he does. Like, this dude is massive.
Let's go. The first pinfall, Shield guy not even getting a 1 count. Brandon using the power of anime right there to kick out before 1. But what is this? What is Brandon doing right now?
Well, he's picking him up, dropping him on his chest there. And now Brandon, oh wait, gets caught with the elbow. I was about to say, rarely do we see Brandon as necessarily the technical or speed advantaged opponent, but you've got to feel against Shield guy, he might have that advantage on his side.
Absolutely right there, as we saw Shield guy just kind of throw Brandon over to the side, smartly putting him in the middle of the ring. No rope breaks there, as we see, oh, is he about to break Brandon's arm? No,
I think he's trying to rip it out of the socket at least. Well, DDT plants the Shield guy center of the ring, looking for a pinfall, only a 1 count.
What is it going to take these men down, honestly?
Well, we're seeing the rapid punches from Brandon, and the big uppercut takes him to the ground. And now we might be seeing Brandon attempting to spoil the debut of the Shield guy here.
And you can see Alexander on the outside kind of just looking worried for the Shield guy right now. Very, very much in this match wanting Shield guy to pick up a victory over Brandon.
Us now going into the pinfall, hooking the leg, looking for the victory here, but Alexander distracts the referee, and that, I think that might have been a surefire 3 count for Brandon if it was not for Alexander.
Alexander just keeps getting lower and lower on my list.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry, please continue.
No, like, you continue. That was impressive. What, like, did we just see the Shield guy fly?
Well, considering from what I'm hearing in my earpiece that the Shield guy is nearly 600 pounds, yes, we did. You might want to drug test him for more than just Sensu beans at this point with Brandon, because he just popped him into the air like a small child.
That is just brute strength right there. As now Shield guy gets that neck breaker right there, that swinging neck breaker. Where is Shield guy from? What do they feed them there?
Well, I'm getting some news from through the horn, so to speak. Apparently he's from Hamilton, Ontario. And as a fellow Canadian himself, I've never seen a man this big move that quick. And now after the super kick, looking to put away Brandon. Kick to the gut, goes off the ropes. Just stomps his head into the mat.
The man's got hops as right here. He goes for the pinfall. That's a 2, but Brandon has enough in him to still kick out of that.
You know, I've been in such awe of the size of this absolute behemoth. But you have to keep in mind, even if he picks up a win here tonight, that's, one would have to say, a huge upset. I mean, Brandon, many would consider on his way to winning the Supremacy Cup before the suspension. That's still a huge accolade for Shield guy to be able to beat him on his first night in.
Absolutely, a win over Brandon, as much crap as we like to give the guy, that's still a very good competitor that we have here in the CWL. A win over Brandon is no joke.
Are we just gonna ignore the float over DDT by the 700-pounder? Are we just...
There's so much stuff going on right now that I don't even know what to call anymore. I'm just enjoying these two people just destroy each other right now.
Well, regardless, DDT plants some spikes in center of the ring, hooks the leg. Brandon looking to put away Shield Guy, but it's not enough still. And yet we have to think back to those triple butterfly suplexes where Brandon not able to get the pinfall due to Alexander Fields, but now STF looking to make Shield Guy tap, center of the ring, wrenching back, and Shield Guy forced to tap out to the STF, and Brandon picks up a, no pun intended, massive win.
You know, whenever you are that tall, it gives you a little bit more back problems, so it's actually incredibly smart by Brandon right there to wrench on the back, using the head and the leg. That was beautiful display right there by Brandon to pick up that submission victory.
I mean, take nothing away from Shield Guy. I mean, absolutely great performance, definitely made a name for himself, but Brandon was just a better man here tonight.
The winner of the match, Brandon.
Well, as Brandon picks up a win over the Shield Guy, you've got to feel now Alexander is set directly in his sights.
And we know that this is the Super Show. We've got Shadow Band coming up for Nemesis in about 4 weeks. Could that be the time, or will we see the match sooner?
Who knows? Anything can happen here on the CWL, and anything can happen here on Nemesis. But now, I believe coming up next, we've got some more singles action as Jacob Nitro takes on one of the newer men here in the CWL, Zac Anderson, who impressed in his debut match against Classy Von Cody. Now going up against Jacob Nitro, who's sort of on a new path since, you know, the Disciples are no longer a thing here on Nemesis.
The following match is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, weighing 218 pounds, from Rahway, New Jersey, Jacob Nitro.
And here comes Jacob Nitro. Now, he actually was the one that asked for this match right here. He saw the debut of Zac Anderson, saw that he was talking all about how he was going to be the next big shot and everything. And I believe it reminded him of maybe a younger Nitro from Season 2. So, he took the challenge on for himself. He called him out. And here we are now, ready to test Zac Anderson to see exactly what he brings to the table.
Yeah, Jacob Nitro, you've got to feel going into the season definitely was something to prove. After two, you know, sort of middle of the 40s for the top 50 power rankings the past 2 seasons, you've got to feel he wants to break away and prove that he's one of the top tier superstars in the CWL.
And his opponent, Zac Anderson.
Zac Anderson making his way down to the ring, and I've got to say, he was quite impressive in his debut against Classy Von Cody. Remind me of another Zac we used to have here in the CWL way back in the early days. And I've got to be honest, he's someone I could definitely see being a big star here in the CWL in the next coming weeks, and honestly, this entire season.
I see a championship around Zac Anderson's waist before the year is over. You can mark my words right there.
See, I'm almost inclined to agree with you, Mr. Chan, but at the same time, I feel like we've said that a lot, and we mentioned the similarities plus between Jacob Nitro and Zac Anderson. I feel like when Jacob Nitro debuted, he was someone we saw, and I think we still see a lot of potential in. However, it seems whenever Jacob Nitro gets to the big match scenario, he falls short. Could we possibly see, this is Zac Anderson's first true test in the CWL. Could we see his true colors when he's under pressure?
I think that'll definitely be something to keep an eye on, as we see both men right here kind of going for the kick on the chest, but meeting each other with a dragon screw, kind of, again, drawing that similarity between both people. One back when Season 2 and now in Season 4, Jacob Nitro has made such an evolution, but he kind of sees himself in Zac Anderson. This is going to be very interesting to see if that actually lives up to his belief.
Absolutely, and now, Zac Anderson, as much as he's trying to make a name for himself here by beating Jacob Nitro, you also have to feel Jacob Nitro. Like we said earlier, he's looking to sort of reinvent himself because he's not had the best of luck the past 2 seasons, and the Disciples, what he sort of, grouped himself up with, they're gone now. So you've got to wonder what is next for the new Phoenix of CWL, Jacob Nitro. But right now, he has been taking the fight to Zac Anderson.
Never want to really back down from the fight, honestly, as Nitro. Even if it does end up biting him in the future, we saw him call out Drake Harrison towards the end of last season. And although that match was very competitive, very, head-to-head, everything was just going perfect, he still came up just a little bit short. And Drake Harrison is no joke. Could we be seeing the same thing here happen with Zac Anderson?
Very possibly, as now we see that Inzagiri from Jacob Nitro, very dangerous kick to the head, into the cover, 2, not enough.
He's getting already really close to getting the win. That has got to do a lot for his confidence here, as this match is not even 5 minutes old, honestly. Jacob Nitro is just on another level right now. He's very focused. He's very determined, as I think we're going to possibly see that DDT right here, the burnout.
And it connects. Zac Anderson dropped by the burnout, and this could be a burnout for the debuting Superstar too. No.
Jacob Nitro not quite doing enough damage yet, but already showing that he's absolutely determined to pick up this win. He is not letting up on Zac Anderson, and now as he drives his knee towards the back and just wrenching the head. This is a new Nitro we're seeing, honestly. I never expected this kind of action from Nitro.
Well, and like I mentioned earlier, we've seen in the power rankings he has been ranked in like the middle of between 50 and 40 range the past 2 seasons, and you've got to feel that. We look at the talent that Jacob Nitro possesses, and I think everyone can agree he has the potential to be someone who is much higher than that. He has the potential to be someone who's in the top 10, but he has not been able to get the wins where it counts, and I think he's tired of being a 40 guy, and I think he wants to prove he can be someone at the top.
And I think he's got it as he's going right here with that elbow drop right there to Zac Anderson's head. That's like having a rock falling from like 10 feet above you. Whenever it hits you from like 2 feet away, alright, maybe a little inconvenience. But from 10 feet, it picks up speed, it picks up power. As right there, Jacob Nitro connects with that super kick. Nitro is in full control of this match right now.
Absolutely, Jacob Nitro into the cover too. And Jacob Nitro also possibly seeing this as a little bit of a, we mentioned the similarities between Jacob Nitro. So wait a second, rolling elbow there. Nearly knocking the lights out. The midnight elbow from Zac Anderson, and that could be enough to turn the tides, but not enough to win the match just yet. The midnight elbow nearly picking up the win for Zac Anderson.
That was honestly very impressive, and I was about to start quoting Chael Sonnen right there. In what kind of fight are you in control for over 20 minutes and then get hit once and lose the match? Like, that's almost what just happened right there.
Absolutely, but, that could just be the danger of someone like Zac Anderson. That one strike could have just ended the match. And now, Jacob Nitro, you've got to feel, if you had any cockiness in him before, he needs to start letting it go now. As he goes up to the top rope. Spider suplex off the top. And now Jacob Nitro in position for the Nitro boost.
That's got to be it.
Into the cover, hook of the leg, and that has got to be it. No. Zac Anderson ever resilient.
That is two of Nitro's best shots right there. Now the doubt has to be setting in, absolutely. Zac Anderson now connects with one of those drivers right there, and now he's got the Anaconda Vice.
Anaconda Vice locked in, wrenching on the arms, wrenching on the throat of Jacob Nitro, looking to make the tap out or pass out here, but not able to get it. Nitro able to escape. You've got to feel the worry now has to be setting in for Jacob Nitro, as not only has his best shots not been able to put him away, but he's starting to get caught by Zac Anderson.
Absolutely. Now we see them fight right here in front of the crowd. Zac Anderson, very smart to go back into the ring. And now he's kind of staring down Nitro, kind of taunting him a little. But he gets caught and gets his neck thrown over the top rope. Now, what has Nitro got in mind here?
Sit-out powerbomb. Looks the leg as well, looking to pick up the win here. And he does. Jacob Nitro with the spinning back suplex powerbomb, able to pick up the win. And I've got to say, even though Zac Anderson didn't really get too much offense in this match, you have to admire the resilience that was on display here by the Nemesis rookie.
At the end of the day, it looked like Zac Anderson got caught. He got very cocky himself, which again, that parallel between Nitro and Zac is almost uncanny. Maybe Nitro finally learned a lesson. Maybe this is actually going to be Nitro's year. This is an impressive win, nonetheless, for Nitro. Congratulations.
The winner of the match, Jacob Nitro.
Jacob Nitro picks up a huge win here tonight on the Super Show. Could this be the start of something big for Jacob Nitro in this season? Now we move on, but we've heard talk over the past couple weeks, ever since the first episode of Nemesis this season, where Selena Adams was given a rather cryptic message. She has called out the Butcher to meet her in the ring, but I don't know who the Butcher is. I don't got any behind the scenes scoops this time around. I don't know if he's the chairman, might know anything extra, but apparently Adams knows who it is, and apparently Adams here tonight isn't here to talk. She's here for a fight.
Absolutely, Selena was never one to back down from a fight. And quite frankly, the Butcher, as she's calling the person that's behind the scenes, I know nothing about this. All I know is that Tommy Hazard was like, hey, I'm gonna sign this new person over to Nemesis. I'm like, okay, sure, you know, we always want the best talent here. But I don't even know anything about this person.
Yes, well, Selena Adams, you know, like she said earlier this week in a report, you know, she doesn't fear the Butcher, and she doesn't come out here to, you know, trade words, trade barbs here. She is looking to fight the Butcher, and she said she is willing to embarrass them should it come to that. As Adams on a losing streak here in the CWL, lost to Rox, lost to Jessica Scarberry, you've got to feel they are not necessarily in the mood to be... I guess you're not in the mood to be made an example of by a possible debuting superstar.
Especially with the trajectory that Selena Adams has had here in the CWL. There's a reason that she's one of the most talented women we have here on the roster, and she just started training about 2 years ago. She started here as a rookie, got trained by Michael Young, and she's not going to just let that legacy be for nothing. She earned her spot here from the beginning, and quite frankly, I agree, she should be made an example out of.
But wait a second. We hear the music. Oh my God! We've heard rumors for years at this point of this woman looking to break into America. Olivia Bodom from Wildfire Pro Wrestling is here, and she is making a beeline for the ring.
Now, I've heard a lot about this woman, Olivia Bodom, right here. Hasn't she caused a lot of chaos in Wildfire Pro?
Absolutely. These two never faced off one-on-one, but they know each other. They're face-to-face, nose-to-nose. And the headbutt from Olivia Bonhomme. Dead-end driver. Dead-end driver from Olivia. And this crowd is going crazy, but Adams is right back up. And now kick to the back of the head of Olivia. Adams said she wasn't here to make him an example of. She's calling Olivia to her feet. Is now lifting her up onto her shoulders, looking to connect with the French 5, but Olivia able to break out with the elbows to the head. And it's like a poison. Was that poison mist to the eyes of Selena Adams?
I think that's what it looked like, and that does not feel good. That blinds people. We've actually seen people go blind from this stuff.
And now Olivia setting up for the powerbomb. Wait a second. Powerbomb to the outside to the barricade. Jesus Christ.
This woman is absolutely crazy.
You want to talk about making a statement? That's a statement. And speaking of statements, we've got two men here looking to make a statement in the Twitch title picture. Both these men looking to compete for Ryan Quinn's Twitch title, but I've got to ask Jim, and between these two, who do you see as possible more credible threat or credible challenger for Quinn's title? We know Connor's beaten him in the past. We know Brian has beaten him in the past. Who you got?
Just for the fact that he's a former Nemesis heavyweight champion, my money's on Brian.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 208 pounds, from Dallas, Texas, Brian.
As Brian makes his way down to the ring here, the former Nemesis World Champion. First time we've seen him, I believe, since he lost that title at Endgame.
Absolutely, and what a crushing defeat that was, and I don't say that lightly. You know, he was the champion from Battle Lines all the way up into Endgame. He fought all comers. He fought through the jailbreak chamber, and then he meets this warlord who just was basically a gigantic brick wall. Okay, they're taking care of Selena right here next to her, making sure that she's okay as they're walking her to the back. But yeah, no, Brian is a tough contender. Honestly, he's my pick for this match, and he's going to be my pick to dethrone Ryan Quinn if that match is to happen.
I mean, Brian, he's done it before. I think tonight he looks to prove, even though he lost at Endgame, he's still the same cat that could do it again.
And his opponent, weighing 210 pounds, from Dudley, England, Connor Gates.
Connor Gates making his way down to the ring here. And now, this is a very interesting thing. This is the first time, I feel, that Connor Gates has ever been in the CWL and the Truthless Heroes has not been affiliated with him in some sense. He debuted as a member of the Truthless Heroes, and at Endgame was the last time we saw the Truthless Heroes in '94.
This is going to be somewhat liberating for Connor Gates. Now, I know that he was wanting to break out into the singles world and just be a singles champion and everything, but he always felt that he had that anchor behind him with the Truthless Heroes. Now that that's completely gone, we're going to see a different side of Connor. And yesterday, when we put out that show for the weekly everything that we do thing here behind the scenes, Connor put out a statement that he says that he wants a triple threat match between himself, Alex Perez, and Ryan Quinn for the Twitch title. Now, Brian himself could spoil the party here, and quite frankly, I'm excited to see it.
I mean, if we're being realistic, all three men, Alex Perez, Connor Gates, Brian, they all have credible claims to that title. You know, you've got Brian, who's beat Ryan Quinn. You've got Connor Gates, who beat Ryan Quinn for the title. And you've got Alex Perez, who beat Ryan Quinn just last week. All three men have claims to that Twitch gold. But, you know, who's actually going to get the shot is a completely different thing, as Brian lifts him up for a power bomb, but Gates able to fight his way out of it.
Oh, and here we see Brian connecting with that knee to Connor Gates right here. Now, quite frankly, yes, this should technically be for who can get that next shot. But as you mentioned, I like the idea of a fatal four-way. It's been a long time since we've done anything like that for the Twitch title. And we do have 4 very credible contenders in front of us.
Absolutely, and I mean, hey, you know, Brian and Connor Gates, I believe this is the first time they've ever done one-on-one, and you mentioned Connor Gates wanting to break out of Truth Concealed Shadows, but that's what Brian did last season with the Disciples. He broke out of the Disciples, and ever since then, he became world champ, and now he's a chance to become Twitch champ, especially with moves like that, the Knights and Roundhouse, able to connect.
And this could spell a lot of disaster here for Connor Gates, as he's kind of starting to get mauled by Brian. This is the same Brian that we saw before Endgame. The one that's kind of just like a pit bull, where he attacks and attacks and attacks and doesn't let up.
And the cover now able to kick out at 2 is Connor Gates. But one thing you have to remember, Connor Gates, the only member of the Truthless Heroes, all 4 of them, to win a singles title last season. So we know he can get it done in singles action. But right now, Brian is currently trying to make a statement here tonight.
And now Brian, again, in full control of this match, as he's kind of starting to drag Connor's body to the middle of the ring. And he's got that lock right there on the back, just wrenching the back and the stomach of Connor Gates, the midsection. That takes a lot of the air out of you. And here we see him pumping it up. I think we know what's coming.
The Black Pandemic connects. And now into the cover, hooking the leg of Connor Gates. But Gates showing some fight, showing some resiliency, able to kick out the Black Pandemic. But immediately up top, goes for that inverted Phoenix splash, but no water in the pool as Connor Gates able to move out of the way, and this could be his chance to start to capitalize.
Absolutely. Connor Gates is one also that doesn't relent whenever he does get the leg up in the competition, and he gets caught like he did right there with Brian. Oh, nope, Connor saw that knee coming. What is going on? Oh, he catches him with that whisper in the wind right there.
That corkscrew senton able to take down Connor Gates, and now Brian just continuing to lay in the punishment on the Anarchist.
You know, like I said, all that Brian needed to do was find an opening, and he kind of just started maneuvering all around, kind of just juking everything Connor could do, and he caught him with that senton. But now Connor is trying once again to get to the center of the ring, go for that neck breaker. Brian sees it coming, counters, gets him in the fireman's carry, and the Death Valley driver. That could be it right there for Brian.
Into the cover, hooks the leg, not enough. That's the thing. Brian, he's hitting these big moves, but you've got to give credit to Connor Gates. Every time he gets hit, he still gets that shoulder up at 2. And I think we just saw there him target the obvious by trying to get rid of that shoulder. And there we see the Canadian Destroyer from Brian. And now he's lining him up. One more go around for the Black Pandemic.
That's gotta be it. Ref, you can count to 1,000. This match is over.
Brian picks up the win. All the credit in the world to Connor Gates. He took multiple strikes to take down, took multiple big moves, but it was not enough to get the job done.
This is the same Brian Black from before Endgame. Connor Gates has absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. It's just a whole different monster out here.
Well, and here's the thing. We've seen in the past, and this is how he wanted to push out. Connor Gates wins when he is able to blitz the competition, and tonight, Brian just did not give him the chance to get something going. I think if we had seen Connor get the early advantage, we might not have been able to see Brian get it back.
The winner of the match, Brian.
As Brian picks up a big win, you've got to feel that definitely puts him back in the hunt for that Twitch title if there was ever any doubt.
Coming up next, we have absolutely confirmed that Blxck is here. Officials were making sure that he actually boarded the plane here to Honolulu today, and he is here. The Nemesis Championship is here. This is Falls Count Anywhere. FJA, Blxck, here we go.
The following match is a Falls Count Anywhere match, set for 1 fall, and is for the Nemesis Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger, weighing 200 pounds, from Buenos Aires, Argentina, FJA.
Well, we've seen the shirt, we've seen the man in action, and he is definitely not someone to be underestimated. One of the fresh, hot newcomers to the CWL. He has beaten the likes of Hikari before. I believe he's beaten Blxck before.
He has, absolutely. Before Endgame, FJA actually managed to beat Blxck in preparation for Endgame, but FJA has actually not had the best of luck since. He lost the Redacted Battle Royal, but hold on. Why is FJA running to the back? He just came out here. Why is he running to the back? What's going on?
Oh no, seems like counterproductive to me. Is Gruul making his way to back here? And FJA going to meet him. Wait a second. FJA shoves him, and a huge lariat from Gruul. I mean, it's Falls Count Anywhere.
The bell just rang.
I think what is getting started.
All right, it is Falls Count Anywhere, so I guess we're going to start this in the back. The bell just rang. This is for the Nemesis Championship. Let's go.
As now FJA tosses Gruul. We saw him almost go wrist first into that little box there, and you've got to feel taking out the arms using the environment is going to be FJA's advantage, as there is no top rope to do the frog splash off of backstage.
There's no top rope, but there's boxes that he can climb. This is absolutely, in my opinion, going to be in the advantage of FJA, because in the ring, that's all you have. Out here, the environment is your weapon. There is concrete walls, there is doors, there's guardrails, everything. This is going to be FJA's match, guaranteed.
At the same time, though, Mr. Chairman, I've got to ask, you say how FJA can use these things. Gruul can use these things as well. The difference is that he has a lot more power on his side, and right now FJA, he would normally have the technical advantage or the speed advantage, and I don't know how well that holds up in the backstage area.
Oh, this just gets driven right there into the mat. That was
my
very close
pace
to the
in
floor
point.
concrete.
Is now just takes him to the ground, double leg takedown, and now just raining down the punches. FJA not in a great spot right now.
Oh, and that catering little roller thing that they have backstage meets FJA's midsection as he now gets right back up. Now Blxck is being sent to the door, but I think he kind of missed right there. Now Gruul is back in control of this, and he just drives the foot right into FJA's face.
Yeah, now just choking him out, and I don't see a referee back here. I don't know if there's someone to count the pinfall. But right now, Blxck just manhandling FJA a little bit. As we see a multi-camera display, making sure you see all of the action, no matter where this goes in the arena.
This match could absolutely end with one of these men getting absolutely knocked out. Is FJA okay?
He's still well, I don't know if he's okay, but right now gets picked up and just nearly launched into orbit there with the auger well.
I think FJA was out.
I think he is out, and I'm looking for an official ruling from a referee. But Blxck laying out FJA with the auger well. As we move on to our main event of the evening. Harley Quinn versus Eva Gentoo. Nemesis women's title on the line. The biggest match Eva Again 2 has had yet. And Harley Quinn, I've got to be honest, she is going to be looking for her third defense of the Nemesis Women's title in this reign. One of the most mysterious women in the CWL. She returned at the Battle for Supremacy, eliminating Kel Vallen. And just last week, she beat three of the top women on this brand to become #1 contender. Eva Gentoo slowly stalks her way to the ring. And I've got to be completely honest, I have no idea what to expect here tonight from Eva.
As much of an enigma as Gentoo is, Harley Quinn is still one of the most dominant women's champion that we have ever had in the CWL. Not only does Eva Gentoo have a work cut out for her trying to defeat Harley Quinn, but it goes both ways. One has the strength, one has the mystique around her. This will be an interesting matchup, especially considering we haven't seen that everything Eva can do. And again, this is just going to be absolute chaos.
I mean, we've seen Harley Quinn many times throughout her reign. She's been able to win by using her smarts, and by knowing her opponent. I mean, we saw her win the rubber matches with Scout McKenzie and Marilyn Benson because she knew her opponent. She was able to understand what they were going to do through prior matches. There is not much to go off of with Eva Gentoo. Even if you want to study old tape, study it all you want. She's an enigma. That's the only way I can describe it, as an enigma. And tonight, I've got to wonder if that could be Harley Quinn's undoing. Is she ready for Eva Gentoo?
I believe she is. She's the queen for a reason. But before we continue with this match, I did just get confirmation with my headset here that Blxck actually knocked out FJA whole. So that will be a win for Blxck. He retains his Nemesis championship, and FJA is actually on the way to a medical facility right now.
So I guess we can officially rule it referee's decision for Blxck. But now we move on to the main event, Nemesis Women's title. Let's get to the announcer.
The main event of the Nemesis Supershow is set for 1 fall and is for the Nemesis Women's Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, weighing 157 pounds, Eva Gentoo. And your champion, weighing 140 pounds, from Pearl River, Mississippi, the Nemesis Women's Champion, Harley Quinn.
There we see many consider it the most prestigious top prize in all of the CWL, the Nemesis Women's title being held aloft. Harley Quinn, Eva Gentoo going one-on-one. Gotta ask you, Chairman, who's your money on if you were a betting man?
I am, and unfortunately I'm not allowed to bet on my own company, but I've got Harley Quinn. There's a reason that she is a 2-time Nemesis Women's Champion, and she's welcoming all comers.
For the sake of argument, I guess I'll go with Eva Gentoo. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, Harley Quinn, the biggest reason she's been able to stay on top as long as she has is because she is able to prepare for every opponent she has faced. But how do you prepare for someone like Eva Gentoo? We've seen Eva started to go for the legs. We know she has that knee bar submission, but we don't know all too much. I think she's an enigma, and she might have what it takes to unseat the champ.
That is actually something that a very, very good point that you bring up here. We know Harley Quinn kind of touts herself as a submission specialist. So does Eva Gentoo. That is honestly something that's gonna kind of equate each other, or kind of like equalize each other. Well, we're probably gonna see the power game come out of both women.
Absolutely, and I've got to be honest, if I've got to give a power game advantage, I might give it to Harley Quinn, even though she drops a couple inches in height to Gentoo. We've seen that Alabama slam, the Queen's Crown, just absolutely decimate opponent after opponent. And tonight, if she lands it, it might just be second verse, same as the first here tonight.
And here now we see Eva Gentoo connect with those kicks to the legs. This is a smart idea by Eva Gentoo because, again, that leg lock submission, that could be an instant tap out. Oh, here we see it. Here we see it. Here we go.
Knee bar. The game got locked in. She's got it hooked. Harley Quinn sent out the ring, nowhere near the ropes, trying to just crawl her way out of it. I think she was able to find her escape.
That's a very...
I've never seen Harley Quinn get out-wrestled on the mat, but so far, I've got to give the advantage to Gentoo here tonight, as she has been able to just target the legs non-stop.
That was very smart game plan right there by Gentoo, and now that was a warning to Harley Quinn. This, basically, look how fast I can get you in this. Later in the match, it's going to be what makes the entire match.
Absolutely, is now continuing to just lock in that knee bar. Harley Quinn is in a bad spot. The champ is in trouble. And I've got to be honest, for Eva, this could be her win condition. Continue to target the legs. And Harley Quinn, though, still got that power game on her side.
It's going to be very smart to keep working on those legs because, well, we talk about the power game, but if you don't have your legs underneath you, how are you going to lift anybody up?
Absolutely. As Queen now, we see him hit that lariat, and now goes up and over, locks in the submission. It can only take one of these submissions to end the whole thing. The royal stretch is locked in, but Eva Gentoo able to escape and trips up Queen, and that might be the legs coming in handy. The damage, done to the legs coming in handy for Eva Gentoo, as now lifts her up, powerbomb, and the leader of Gentoo squad is back in control. It's now again just targeting the legs, just laying in the punches to the knee of Harley Quinn. And I've got to be honest, so far it has been firm control for the challenger. We mentioned earlier that Harley Quinn has been dominant as champion, but right now they are the one getting dominated. This Queen puts her up against the ropes, just launches her off. And now I think Queen, though, looking for the end. And like we said earlier, it can only take one to end it, but able to dodge was Gentoo. Sends her into the corner, and this could be her moment. Splash in the corner, big miss. And now it's Queen trying to land in the strikes, but she gets taken down, and the knee bar is back in. Harley trying to turn the pressure over, but Gentoo is not relenting. And now able to kick her off. And now goes, able to get the takedown onto Gentoo, and this could be her moment. Targeting the arm, and this could be the beginning of the end. If she can start locking in moves on this armbar, this is becoming dangerous. Sends her into the corner, does Harley. And now alley-oops her out, the champion back in control. Gentoo in trouble now. She had such a good advantage, but this is what Harley Quinn is so dangerous. She starts getting a ball rolling, and it is hard to slow down. Goes up top. Royal arm breaker. And now into the cover, looking to end it there. Two, not enough. Eva Gentoo able to hold on. But now we're seeing Harley Quinn looking to put a final touch here. Lifts him up. Queen's crown. And I think the Queen's crown connects, and the Queen keeps her crown firmly on her head. as Harley Quinn successfully defends that Nemesis Women's title in one hell of a contest. Even Gentoo just put on, she did everything she could. She targeted the legs, but Harley Quinn, she's the champ for the reason. Able to just get that opening and able to just bring the fight to Gentoo and was not able to let up. Big win for the champ, but you've got to give all the credit in the world to the challenger here tonight. Gentoo squad firmly represented.
The winner of the match and still your Nemesis Women's Champion, Harley Quinn.
As the Queen continues and keeps her seat on her throne of gold, that is going to be a... Wait a second! Not again! The lights have gone out in the arena. We have lost all visual here. And I believe the chairman's motioning something. He has lost sound in his mic. Something has gone on, and and these are the masked attackers that we saw the past couple weeks. And they appeared to be making their way down to the ring, looking towards the Nemesis Women's Champion. Harley Quinn is still there in the ring. Eva Gentoo has rolled out to the outside at this point. And you've got to feel these two. They might be looking to make a statement at the champ's expense. They attacked Casey Sabin just last week. Well, the past 2 weeks even. And now they look to possibly be going after the women's champion. Harley Quinn not moving to her credit, standing her ground. So now these two just Vindication now making their way up onto the apron, and Harley Quinn, again, like I said, not backing down. Bring the fight, but wait a second! Harley Quinn, behind you! Huge forearm to the face, and an enziguri! The last shot enziguri! And the lights have gone out again. And Harley Quinn, I don't see Harley Quinn anywhere. These three masked, I don't even know what to call them. I don't know what to call them besides just masked assailants have laid out the women's champion. They have laid out Casey Sabin. And now, what a visual to end the Super Show. That's a picture to burn in your brain. These three standing tall over the women's champion, who is still nowhere to be seen. As we end episode 3 of Nemesis, I'm Alexander Shaw, and I guess on behalf of everyone here, bidding you a farewell adieu.